It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the morning edition for Wednesday, March 23rd. I'm James Spann. Obviously, the focus of this discussion will be on the severe weather threat across the state tomorrow, and then later the chance of rain on Easter Sunday. So let's take a look. That's the water vapor satellite view as the day begins. Big upper trough in the western states. That's going to provide some very active weather for much of the central and eastern U.S. in coming days. No frost worries this morning. Temperatures are mostly in the 50s, although we got a few spots in the 40s over on the eastern side of the state. Fort Payne at 46, Birmingham at 55. We'll expect a high around 70 in most places today. A lot of colors on that map. Blizzard warnings for parts of northeast Colorado and northwest Kansas. We've got high wind warnings for parts of the southern plains. A winter storm warning in effect from near Denver to northern Michigan. In terms of severe weather possibilities, this is the day one convective outlook. We have a risk of severe weather basically from San Antonio to near Chicago. The standard slight risk runs from Tyler and Longview, Texas, up to St. Louis. It includes places like Little Rock, Fort Smith. And then tomorrow, there's the risk of severe storms. Of course, we're right involved in that. The marginal risk extends from near Mobile up to about Cleveland. In Alabama, the standard slight risk is north of a line from near Thomasville to Chapman to Laverne, Troy, and Eufaula. Of course, that includes the entire northern half of the state, and we'll discuss this in detail in just a moment. This is the 5-day rain expected. This is valid through Monday morning of next week, and rain amounts of about 2 inches likely. And, of course, this counts the rain tomorrow and the rain we receive on Easter Sunday. So here we go, model fans. The GFS, the 06Z run, valid today at 1 o'clock local time. There's your trough to the west. Deep surface low, 988 millibars over Kansas. Blizzard conditions in the cold air north and west of that thing. Severe storms will likely form south and east of that. And for us, the day will be occasionally cloudy, will be dry, and again, the high will be around 70. Tomorrow, the surface low is filling 994 millibars near Chicago with a trailing front. Here's a look at the 1 kilometer grid resolution reflectivity coming off the NAM at 1 o'clock tomorrow, and you can see thunderstorms at that point should be in progress over parts of north and west Alabama, and those could pack a punch. That's the 500 millibar flow. You can see, obviously, very excellent upper support. The dynamics are very good with this. As always, the instability, the question mark, and the numbers have been rising. Instability values are higher. Many spots over 1,000 joules per kilogram. And again, that's certainly adequate for severe weather. Not overwhelming, but certainly adequate. But again, the dynamics are looking good. This is the low-level jet, about 5,000 feet off the ground. Maybe 60 knots or more in spots. Storm relative helicity values are very robust. Needless to say, that will set the stage for some rotating updrafts. And the STP, the significant tornado parameter, and those numbers have been increasing. In fact, you can see a few spots with over 3 units in West Alabama, and that's actually valid at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So looks like all modes of severe weather will be possible. I still think the core threat will be from strong straight-line winds, but the possibility of a few tornadoes certainly on the board. We'll say the highest risk will just open up a 10-hour window, noon until 10 o'clock. And again, maybe a little earlier than that up in northwest Alabama. So a very busy day tomorrow. Be sure you can get watches and warnings and pay attention. We'll get through it just fine. Friday, it's all gone. Sky should be mostly sunny. Friday morning, lows around 40. Numbers have come up a little bit. I still think some of the colder pockets could see 30s. But for most places, no frost on Friday. And then the high Friday will be in the low 60s as cooler air drops in. All right, got a big weekend coming up. It's Easter weekend. This is Saturday. Looks like a nice day for most of the state. The sky should be mostly sunny for North Alabama, North and Central Alabama, with highs up in the mid-70s. However, Easter Sunday still looking wet. I know a lot of churches do sunrise services. There's a chance you might get in a sunrise service with no rain. But by the middle of the day, rain is likely. European model agrees. This is 1 o'clock, showing rain over much of the state. That is not a severe weather look, by the way. Now, I'll say this, Sunday night, the GFS wants to develop a surface low just west of the state, and then Monday, it moves that surface low north to near Memphis. And if by chance this is right, that would be a severe weather look, but not so fast. The European dries a bone, and we tend to lean pretty heavily with the European model, and we're going to roll with that and just forecast a clearing sky on Monday and not mention rain. But obviously, with that model madness, there's a bit of uncertainty there. And then Tuesday, the GFS depicts the bulk of the rain onto the east. But I think Tuesday will be just dry here. Week from today, Wednesday, the 30th of March, here comes our next trough. Surface low over Nebraska. And the following day, Thursday, March 31st, deep surface low near Minneapolis, St. Paul with a trailing band of storms. And that could be a setup for strong, maybe severe storms. Kind of looks like the setup we have tomorrow. And obviously, we can't be specific this far in advance. And then this is the end of the forecast, Friday, April 1st. No fooling. Troughing a little north and west of the state, and that shows a surface boundary maybe around Interstate 20 with a shower shifting on down to the south. Temperature anomalies March 30th through April 5th below average. And like I've talked about, I fully expect 1 or 2 more cold snaps. Don't plant yet until April 15th. And the temperatures, no serious cold snaps showing up here. And this is the ensemble. You really won't see this 10, 15 days in advance. It does show highs around 70 and lows in the 40s there into early April. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.